So here we have one of our barbers and educators, Kenny, getting ready to do a skin fade. The first thing he's going to do is take his edgers and create a baseline. This baseline is a clean, constructed line all the way around the head. This line tells us where the skin fade is going to start, where it's going to go. Everything beneath it is going to be smooth skin. Now Kenny's going to go in with his shaver and he's going to clear out all the stubble, and he's going to do this just below where his edges were. So he's not going to go all the way up, he's going to stay just below that line. So now Kenny's going in with his clipper with no guard on it, open, which is the longest setting of the clipper, and he's scooping upwards just above where his trimmers were. So about an inch above where the trimmers are, and this is our baseline with an open, no guard clipper. So now Kenny's going in with an open 1.5 guard, scooping upwards, again above where we were before, setting our baseline with an open 1.5. So now Kenny's going in and closing his clipper with no guard on it, gently chipping away at that line between the trimmer and the no guard open. So we're going at just the bottom of where that trimmer was, chip our baseline little by little with a closed no guard clipper. So now he's closing his clipper halfway, so about halfway between closed and open, which is going to blend the length between the closed clipper and the open clipper. So now he's opening the clipper all the way again and going in and cleaning up this fade. Everything between the skin and the open should be faded at this point. So he's going in and cleaning it up with an open clipper. So now we have a 1 guard on the clipper, and we're going to close it all the way. And this is the shortest setting of the clipper. And scooping upwards, we will stay beneath where our 1.5 baseline is, reducing weight, just above where we were before with the open no guard. So now we'll use our half guard. We're going to close it halfway and scoop upwards and blend out everything between the 1 guard that we just used and the open no guard that we previously used. So this half closed half guard will blend between the open no guard and the closed 1 guard. Something that Kenny focuses on with his fades is controlling the contrast of the hair, so be mindful when cutting not to push the fade up higher or have the fade end up being lower than you intended. Your contrast should be mindful. So with the half guard still on the clipper, we're going to open it all the way and clean up this section of the fade only. Notice that he's staying within this baseline and not going above into where the 1.5 was from before. So now returning to a 1.5 guard, we're going to close it. Remember when we set our baseline, we used an open 1.5 guard. So we're going to scoop upwards with a closed 1.5. Notice how Kenny is going with the curve of the head, going straight up off the head. So now we're returning to a 1 guard and opening it all the way, and we're going to fade between where our 1 closed and our 1.5 closed is. So a 1.5 will give us the fading lengths between the 1 and the 1.5. So now with the 1 guard, he's going to close it halfway and just remove weight gently, chipping away at any heavy areas. So notice as Kenny combs the hair, getting ready to cut the top, that he's separating at the part line and also at the natural cowlick in the back. Using clipper over comb, he's going to elevate out from the head and then scoop to remove excess hair. Notice that the comb tilts outwards, and that is what increases your length as you go up the head. You are essentially using the 1.5 open as your guide, so make sure that as you're cutting this top area and blending the top to the sides that you don't cut into your guide, that you're only cutting the excess hair at the top. So now with the hair parted with the haircut, he's holding the hair straight out from the head and blending the clippered sides to the scissored top. Look for your guide at the tips and bases of your fingers, and you'll cut anything in between. So taking horizontal sections, Kenny is going to hold the hair straight up and trim to the desired length. He will continue going back along the head, taking horizontal sections, trimming to the desired length. For this part, you want to make sure to hold the hair straight up above your section. So now Kenny's going to part the hair in accordance with the haircut. He's going to split the front off so that it doesn't get too short for him. And he's going to blend the top with the sides again with scissor over comb. Notice, just like clipper over comb, that the comb is tilting outwards. That way the length is increasing as you go up the head. So here Kenny has switched to a finer toothed comb and a blending shear. So he's going along the shape of the haircut, along the shape of the head, using scissor over comb with a blending shear. So now to clean up this fade, we're going in with a 1.5, and this is open. The clipper is on the longest setting, and we're just connecting everything from the top to the sides. So now with a closed 1.5, we're just going to continue to clean up and soften this fade. So Kenny's using the Daredevil pomade, which is a medium to high hold with a matte finish. He's going to use about a dime size amount and really work it through the hair. So now he's going in with the High in the Sky texturizing powder, and you can use it pretty liberally, shaking it on and working it through the hair.